Hey guys, it's Sticky and welcome back to Alan Wake's American Nightmare with no webcam because I forgot to record with it and I forgot to record the audio of my commentary. So yes, this commentary is all in post. Whereas I'm basically watching this at the same time.
Emma? You here?
Wow, it is you. I guess all of it really happened.
You remember me?
Kind of. I felt weird all day, like I could almost remember a dream I had, and then, just before sunset, I remembered the page.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go get those things again.
Not all of them. I went out and got them. Well, most of them. I felt stupid at first, but then it was getting dark, and those things started showing up, and one of them made off with the battery. It ran into the railroad tunnel. There was no way I was gonna follow him in there. Sorry.
It's good you didn't. You should be careful. I mean, really careful.
Yeah, I kinda remember something. Something bad happened to me, didn't it?
Forget it. It doesn't have to happen again, okay? Just do what I say.
Yeah, okay. God, this is too weird. Am I going crazy here? Just go get that battery.
Try to stay calm. You're perfectly sane. We're caught in a time loop. That's why this is happening again.
I believe you. God, I feel like I might just lose it any second now. How come you're not freaking out over this?
Because on my personal weird shit-o-meter, this just doesn't rate.
Look, I know something happened to me before.
You're gonna be okay. If you just keep cool, okay? Thanks for getting this stuff for me. It's a big help.
I hope so. Are you gonna make everything blow up at the oil field again?
I have to.
Well, whatever the hell else you might be, at least you're not boring.
Okay, so I made the comment here that I swear Emma's voice acting is like
Just the bad.
really
That's it, Don.
stilted. I'm not sure if that's just me, but yeah, that was just my opinion there with that one.
Okay, people, it's Eddie Rodman here with a few hours to kill, and there's nobody I'd rather spend them with. Nobody else in the whole world. Oh boy, that'll land me in hot water when I get back home, won't it? Well, just in case my wife is listening, and you always are, aren't you, baby? Let me tell you, you are the exception, honey, and the prettiest lady I ever saw to boot. But I'd really like to spend some quality time with you listeners, because, well, tonight's one of those nights. You're sitting in the studio and you kind of forget how long it's been or what day it is. You just sit here and go through the motions. You might as well have been here forever. You keep talking, but you don't even know what you're saying. It's like you're on automatic. You can't stop the ride and get off. It's times like these that I really wish that somebody would just call in and relieve my boredom. How about it? Anybody? Come on now, help a fella out. Our lines are open.
Yeah, so basically, I had like the best commentary you've ever seen. You know, there was a lot of awkward silences and dead air and absolutely zero jokes whatsoever and losing my train of thought. Yeah, that was a big one. That was a very big one. So yeah, I kind of ended up playing this for like 20 minutes and then I had to go do something. But I didn't record because I was previously recording BioShock 2. So, I guess I'm gonna do this thing in post because I think it's a smart idea to do. I could be very wrong. I'm probably wrong. You know, maybe people are just probably sitting there right now thinking, oh god, he's talking even after he fucks up. Just shut up. God. And that's cool. You know, you can hate my commentary. I'm very well aware that I'm not the best at commentating, but you know, I can't exactly get better
This
if I
should be
don't
perfectly safe.
commentate. So yeah, basically, there was a lot of dead air. I believe the thing I was talking about here was it was something about game. It was something game design related. But the big thing I pointed out was that I was not a fan of the Groundhog Days thing. And that scared me. That jingle there scared me. But here's the interesting thing with this. That spider that I attacked, no matter what I did, it would not die. And I have no clue why. You see me shoots it several times. You see me shine the light at it for a while. Nothing happens. It doesn't die. But all the other ones that I fight, they die. I'm not sure if that's a glitch or if that's intentional. But if it was intentional, it would be nice if the game had, had indicated it a bit better. Some sort of visual look, like maybe a aura of darkness around it. And then because Alan Wake had this thing where you could shine the light at enemies just normally, like what's happening now, or you could focus it, which makes it go down quicker. But with the more brutish enemies, the ones that charge at you in the game, you couldn't do that. You had to focus the light, and it came up with a visual look. I burn a flare as well because I just can't really be. I literally could not be bothered fighting the spiders because I don't like spiders, and honestly, the spiders in this game are not at all intimidating. So basically, yeah, with the brute enemies, you have this little circular thing that is orange. Normally it's white, which means that you can, just get rid of the thing.
Although
the darkness on them and then
it's
shoot
in Arizona because wherever the town that has become Night Springs is really called is located near one of the thin, worn places in the world where dreams and reality flow together and life is always a little strange. Perfect analogy for Night Springs. I can't return to the real world. I've tried, but I'm operating on dream logic, forcing the door open a crack so I can slip through. I can enter the strange little town of Night Springs. All I did was put it in Arizona for one night.
I'm still trying to think of the thing that I was talking about. I think, was it on this bit or was it a little bit further on ahead? But obviously I do go back to Emma to, get the other stuff and talk to her. I also believe I go for Mr. Scratch here. I can't remember myself. It's weird because I'm basically commentating this 2 days after I recorded this. So I'm actually having to depend on my terrible memory. So we'll just have to see what happens there.
I found the battery.
Okay, I'll charge it. Here. Try not to get killed.
Okay. I'm gonna take care of this. Try to stay calm.
Look, what if you stay here with me, please?
I'm sorry, but if I don't deal with this, no one else will.
Yeah, I guess. It's just that this is getting really creepy. I believe this is real, but I don't understand any of it. I'm getting scared. I can't believe you're so calm.
I get scared, but I've had a lot of time to get used to it. That helps. The guy who looks like me is the reason this is happening. I caught up with him, but he swept me back here.
Back in time.
Yeah, it's a trap. We'll be doing this forever unless I can break out of it.
How are you gonna do that?
I'm working on it. I came prepared, but things got kind of scrambled when I arrived. I'm tracking down the things I need.
Yeah, well, feel free to climb back into your DeLorean or whatever it is you do.
Great Scott! Marty! That is literally the joke I made for that thing there. And no, I'm not proud of it. I'm not proud of my terrible Doc Brown impression. I am not good at impressions. I'm a subpar voice actor who does it just because it's fun. That is literally the only reason. And so I found out as well that maybe I should have actually commentated over the cutscene the last time, because I did get a content ID'd on using that one song, the song which I cannot remember. Now, one thing I pointed out here, one thing that I noticed, and one thing that I pointed out was actually the combat in not even just this game, just Alan Wake in general, has a very easy pattern to avoid getting hit. And it's a flaw that only the brutes counter. And that is, when an enemy gets near you, you simply focus the light on them. Yeah, it's like you can see during this entire fight, and I'm not sure if I sped it up or not because I'm doing this before I'm doing editing. So maybe I'll speed it up in editing because it does kind of go on for a little bit of time. But basically, you can see that whenever they get close, all I do is I just start focusing the light, and then they get stuck. And I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly safe. And that's a bad thing, really, because if you have a predictable combat pattern, the combat becomes boring. And that's fine-ish if combat is not a very heavy part of your game. Like, say, let's say Portal, for example. That has a variation of combat, I guess. And yeah, you could argue that it does that, that it's rather basic and stilted, but at the same time, it isn't the main focus. The main focus is the puzzles, is physics and portals. It's less about the fighting, and it's more about just, hey, let's just fight. Let's just find the solution. So that's fine in a non-combat heavy game. But the thing is, Alan Wake is an action horror game. It's got a heavy emphasis on gun combat, both in this and American Nightmare, because you can't proceed unless you kill all the enemies. That's a staple of an action heavy game. Just bar off progress unless you kill every single enemy, which I personally don't agree with, but I can understand. If killing every enemy is part of like an objective, like clearing a place out for reinforcements to set up a forward post, so okay, yeah, sure, that's fine, that's perfectly fine. But let's say, for example, here I'm at the oil derrick,
Here we go again.
and technically normally I'd be able to just do all this stuff, but it won't let me unless I kill all the enemies. As I said, I don't quite agree with that. I'm sure that, I'm not saying it's a bad design choice because, hey, some games kind of go around that kind of stuff. Like, for example, Dynasty Warriors uses that whole kill every enemy in order for the keep system. I think, does Dynasty Warriors use the keep system? I'm only basing it off Hyrule Warriors, which is, Dynasty Warriors meets Zelda, which, by the way, really cool game. And another manuscript page.
He has started appearing to me, Mr. He can travel back into the world effortlessly, and he loves to rub my face in it. At first, he was just an echo in the darkness, a flicker beyond the edge of my vision. Now he started showing himself, getting bolder all the time, telling me what a great time he's having in the world while I'm stuck here, and what he plans to do, especially to Alice. All the moves I have left are dangerous and desperate. I have no choice. I have to hunt him.
So, yeah, this cutscene got me a content ID. I mean, I don't really care about the whole content ID things and such because I don't get a lot of money doing this. If anything, it's just like a pretty nice little bonus. Well, it's not really much of a bonus. I can barely get anything. I can't get anything with it. I can't even get a basic humble bundle with what I earn every month. But I don't care. To me, it's just, it's an option that I've got, and I tried to do it in the least intrusive way possible, I guess. I say this when basically I have it where if I'm doing a Let's Play and it's 10 minutes long, then I do the whole skippable ad at the beginning, and then if it's something like an animation, it's that, that one pop-up that shows like just a little bit after the start of the video. And if it's like a vlog or a voice acting thing, unless it's like a professional, no, actually no, I think I've basically decided I won't do anything voice acting wise with AdSense. But hey, that's the inner workings of me, Tick, who. By the way, that's how I should not be. I know, video game logic, I get it. Video game logic plus writer's logic, I guess, because, Alan wrote this place, but that's how I should not be that. It should not just have the damage from when it got hit by the asteroid. It should be mush. or its wreckage should be several miles long because, pretty much hit the ground at like, how fast do they come in? Like, if it survives re-entry, and then it it hits terminal velocity due to air resistance. That'd be something like that'd be like 120 miles an. I think isn't 120 like the terminal velocity for humans? Oh well. This thing now.
Okay. So this chick just came up to me and said she's my biggest fan. I know. They all say that, right? And she's giving me the eye. So I make a couple of moves. We have a couple of drinks. And then things start happening. But I say I have to go to the bathroom first. Uh-oh, right? She's got no idea. Watch this. This is gonna be priceless.
That's nice.
I thought you'd like that. Are you tense? You feel a little tense.
Maybe a little. I had a crappy day.
Yeah?
Don't worry, it's improving real fast.
Yeah.
Hey, don't stop. It's just getting good.
Watch this. Yeah! Did you see that? Oh man, did you see her? Boom!
More than anything else, that's part of animals. It's in our nature to imagine, to turn fantasies into legends, to be storytellers. But on a rare occasion, the line between fact and fiction, imagination and reality becomes hopelessly blurred, and nowhere can vividly as in Night Springs.
You know the actor is having so much fun with that. No, not even just like just it is so much fun to do that. Oh, another
Night Springs doesn't exist. It's a fictional town from the TV show I used to work on. It was Any Place USA, a place we used as a backdrop for whatever strange story we had that week. One of the stories I wrote for the show involved a man, the champion of light, fighting his evil double, the herald of darkness. It was something I'd written back in the real world, something I had a link to, a framework I could build on. I had adapted it into a new story. This story.
As I was saying, you know that Alan Wake's voice actor / body actor is having the time of his life on that. It's because the thing is with, I mean, I'm referring to voice acting here, but I'm also this also applies to acting because there's very little difference between acting and voice acting. That's why people mostly now like to call it voiceover, not voice acting. I still call it voice acting because I have to do a voice even though it's acting. But you tend to have more fun playing over the top characters. For example, with me, for example, I can definitely say that my favorite roles that I've ever done voice acting have all been crazy characters. I was meant to be in a Gurren Lagann Abridged, and I was going to be voicing V-Roll, who was just completely batshit insane.
You know, he was like very crazy and very loud. And we did make a couple of memes involving Chuck Norris and Nostalgia Critic. Those were very fun.
But that never came to fruition. That didn't. And with my Undertale playthrough, I like voicing all the characters. So I love voicing AGOGO because it allows me to practice my lower pitch voice. I know it sounds very weird that I'm talking Undertale when there's Alan Wake showing, but to be honest, it would just be very awkward silence otherwise. But out of all the characters that I voiced, my favorite
would have to be Papyrus the Great, because he is so over the top, and his voice is funny, and he is crazy. Well, he's not crazy, but you know what I mean. He's a fun character to play.
So by extension, Alan Wake's voice actor, being able to play this over-the-top villain, he must be having so much fun. Anyway, at this point, I call it good. Because I ran out of time and stuff. Actually, I was hearing stuff in the background. And I had to go check it out. So, yeah. So, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. That's me thinking I can exit without before I save. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye!